Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Sinister Symphony. In the dimly lit attic of an old, decrepit house nestled at the edge of a desolate town lived a struggling musician named Daniel. The town had long been forgotten by the world, and its eerie silence was only broken by the mournful cry of the wind. Daniel had come here seeking solitude, hoping to find the inspiration that had eluded him for years. One gloomy afternoon, while rummaging through the dusty relics of the attic, Daniel discovered a forgotten treasure, an antique violin, its wood darkened by age, and its strings made from the most peculiar material, human hair. The sight of it sent shivers down his spine, but his curiosity got the better of him. He gently picked up the violin, feeling the strange vibrations emanating from the instrument. As Daniel drew the bow across the strings, an otherworldly sound filled the attic. It was a hauntingly beautiful melody, unlike anything he had ever heard before. The music seemed to pour forth from the very soul of the violin, and he couldn't resist playing it over and over again. With each stroke of the bow, the notes seemed to beckon him deeper into a trance. Days turned into nights, and Daniel's obsession with the sinister violin grew. He would spend hours locked away in the attic, the eerie music filling his ears and consuming his thoughts. But as the days passed, he began to notice strange things happening around him. Shadows seemed to dance in the corners of his vision, and whispers echoed through the old house at night. One moonless night, as Daniel played the violin with feverish intensity, a chilling presence materialized before him. It was a figure cloaked in darkness, with eyes that glowed like burning embers. The sinister presence spoke in a voice that sent a cold, paralyzing fear through Daniel's body. "You have awakened me with your music, mortal," it hissed, "and for that, you must pay a price." Daniel's heart raced as he realized the grave mistake he had made. "What do you want?" he stammered. The sinister presence grinned, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. "I crave your soul," it whispered, "but I'm not without mercy. I will grant you unparalleled musical talent, fame, and wealth. In exchange, you must continue to play this violin, and with each note you will draw others into my grasp." Daniel hesitated, torn between his insatiable desire for success and the impending doom that lay before him. In the end, the allure of fame and talent proved too irresistible, and he reluctantly agreed to the sinister bargain. From that moment on, Daniel's life took a twisted turn. His music became an unholy force captivating audiences worldwide. The violin's haunting melody ensnared the souls of those who listened, leaving them entranced and vulnerable to the sinister presence lurking in the shadows. With each performance, more souls were claimed, their life force drained away to sustain the malevolent entity. As the years passed, Daniel's fame grew, but so did the darkness that consumed him. He lived a life of torment, haunted by the souls he had unwittingly sacrificed and plagued by nightmares of the sinister presence. The once beautiful music now sounded like a symphony of suffering, a testament to the price he had paid for his success. In the end, Daniel realized the true cost of his Faustian bargain. He had traded his soul for a fleeting taste of fame, and now he was forever bound to the sinister violin and the malevolent presence that had ensnared him. The Sinister Symphony would continue to echo through the ages, a dark and haunting melody that would forever curse the souls of those who dared to listen. As the years dragged on, Daniel's existence became an agonizing descent into madness. He grew emaciated and pallid, his eyes hollow and haunted, and his once dexterous fingers now trembled with fear and exhaustion. The sinister presence that had ensnared him reveled in his torment, always lurking just beyond his vision, a constant reminder of the wretched bargain he had struck. No longer able to bear the weight of his guilt and despair, Daniel sought refuge in the ancient town's forsaken church, hoping that its sacred walls might offer some protection from the malevolent entity that plagued him. With the cursed violin clutched tightly in his trembling hands, he played one last sorrowful tune, hoping that this desperate act would somehow break the vile pact that bound him. The church's walls shook as the eerie music filled the sacred space. But instead of dispelling the sinister presence, the final note seemed to beckon it closer. The NC materialized before Daniel, its eyes blazing with malevolence. "You cannot escape me, Daniel," it hissed, its voice echoing through the church. "Your soul is forever bound to the Sinister Symphony." Desperation coursed through Daniel's veins as he realized the futility of his actions. He had traded his soul for fame and talent, and there was no escape from the sinister entity that had claimed him. The church, once a sanctuary, had become his prison. In the depths of despair, Daniel began to play the violin once more, pouring all his pain, regret, and anguish into the haunting melody. The music grew more intense, and the sinister presence seemed to writhe in agony. In a final act of defiance, Daniel played a discordant, dissonant note that shattered the violin into pieces, releasing a blinding burst of light. For a brief moment, the church was filled with a radiant, cleansing energy that banished the malevolent entity. But in that same instant, Daniel collapsed to the ground, his life force spent. He had paid the ultimate price to break free from the sinister grip of the violin. The town awoke the next morning to find the old church bathed in an otherworldly light, and the haunting melody of the Sinister Symphony had vanished, leaving only an eerie silence behind. Daniel's lifeless body lay on the cold stone floor, his face etched with a mixture of agony and relief. The story of the Sinister Symphony became a legend in the town, a cautionary tale of the perils of trading one's soul for worldly success. The cursed violin was never seen again, its pieces scattered to the winds, and the malevolent entity that had plagued Daniel was banished, at least for a time. But the haunting melody of the Sinister Symphony would forever linger in the memories of those who had heard it, a chilling reminder of the price one pays when they make a sinister bargain with forces beyond their understanding. And in the darkest corners of the world, the violin with strings made from human hair would wait, biding its time for another unsuspecting soul to stumble upon it and once again unleash its malevolent power. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.